Hello students, this is Gurjit Luthra, your accountancy teacher. In continuation with the discussion regarding cash book, we are moving forward to the second type of cash book, which is called the double column cash book. As we did in the single column cash book or the simple cash book, there used to be only the transactions which are to be recorded are concerning cash. That means the cash payments and cash receipts, no other transaction. That means no credit transaction is recorded, and any other transaction which does not involve cash was not to be recorded out there. Now we are graduating to the second type of cash book, which is called the double column cash book. So let's write a few features of this double column cash book. The features are: number one, both cash as well as bank transactions are recorded in this cash book. Number two, all receipts means whatever is coming in, all receipts in cash / check are recorded on debit side, and all payments in cash / check are recorded on credit side. Okay. Number four, the opening balance of cash is always to balance brought down. Number five, the closing balance of cash will come out to be by balance carried down. Excuse me. The opening balance of bank can be to balance brought down if it's a debit balance, and it may be by balance brought down if it's given in the question that there is bank overdraft. Bank overdraft means when we have to pay something to the bank, that means we owe something to the bank. It can be a credit balance also, which can be by balance brought down. Similarly, the closing balance of bank can be by balance carried down, or it may be to balance carried down. There are certain specific transactions involved in the double column cash book, which we'll be doing in the later part. So let's come across the format or the proforma of double column cash book. as the name suggests, it's a double column. That means we'll be having two amount columns. So the columns will be date, particulars, ledger folio, cash, bank. Same columns on the credit side also. Date, particulars, ledger folio, cash, bank. So these are the columns on the either side. This is the debit side, which is basically the receipt side, and this is the credit side, which is the payment side. Are we clear about the concept and the format of the double column cash book, that we record cash as well as bank transactions out there? Now let's enumerate a few specific entries, some important entries. First is called contra entry. Now what is the meaning of this contra entry? Contra entry means any transaction involving both cash and bank in it is called contra entry. This can be a multiple choice question also, a 1 mark question also. Or any transaction involving both cash and bank in it is called contra entry. Okay. Examples of contra entry are cash deposited in bank, say rupees 5,000, and we know the journal entry for this will be bank account debit to cash account 5,000. Now how we gonna post this entry, bank account debit to cash account, in the double column cash book? Okay, so for bank we will write to cash. So see, here we will write to cash, and the amount will come in the bank column, 5,000. And for cash we will be writing by bank, and the amount will be written in cash column, 5,000. And in the ledger folio column, on both, whenever we post a contra entry, we will write the alphabet C in the ledger folio column, C. This is how contra entry is posted. Another example of contra entry is cash withdrawn from bank for office use, 10,000. Obviously, journal entry for this will be, what will be the journal entry for this? Cash account debit to bank account, 10,000. Okay, cash account debit to bank account, 10,000. Now how will we post this entry? In cash we will write to bank, and the amount will come in the cash column. And in bank we will write by cash, and the amount will come in the bank column. Okay, so how will we post this? It will be to bank contra, amount will come in cash column. Similarly, by cash contra, and the amount will come in the bank column. This is how the contra entry is posted. I hope it's clear, the posting of the contra journal entry. Okay, so in contra journal entry, remember, important points that you have to remember is that if we write bank amount shall come in cash column and vice versa. And secondly, in contra entry, you must write C in LF column. This was all about the contra journal entry, the first point regarding the double column cash book. Now we're coming across the second important point. If the check has been received on one date but deposited in bank on a later date, that we have received check, suppose on, for example, I'll take the example here, for example, received a check from Rohit for rupees, say 15,000 on 3rd April, and later on we are given deposited the above check in bank on, say, 5th April. Okay, so the entry for this will be, say, on 3rd April. The entry we will pass, that will be, we have not deposited this check into the bank, so the entry will be checks in hand account debit to Rohit 15,000. So obviously no cash and bank are involved, so this entry will not be recorded in cash book. On 3rd April, the entry will not be recorded in cash book, but on 5th April, when we actually deposit the check into bank, the journal entry for that will be bank account debit to checks in hand account 15,000. This will be recorded in cash book. How it will be recorded? On 5th April. So on 5th April, the entry will be 2 checks in hand, and it will be posted in the bank column, 15,000. Is it clear? Okay. Now, let us elaborate. Let's do an example. For example, prepare double column cash book. April 1, balance of cash rupees 50,000 and bank rupees, say, 30,000. April 3, purchased goods for cash rupees 10,000. April 7, deposited in bank rupees 5,000. April 9, sold goods to Madan for rupees 7,000. April 11, received a check from Madan on account rupees 5,000. April 15, deposited the above check in bank. April 29th, received a check for commission rupees 2,000 and deposited in bank immediately. Deposited in bank immediately. And April 30th, withdrew from bank for office use rupees 3,000. So let's prepare the double column cash book. Date, particulars, ledger folio, cash, bank, date, particulars, ledger folio, cash, bank. These are the columns we have made. Now starting with balance of cash 50,000 and bank 30,000. So it will start with April 1, to balance brought down. Cash is 50,000, bank is 30,000. April 2, purchase goods for cash 10,000. April 3, buy purchases, these are for cash, rupees 10,000. Okay. Then April 7, deposited in bank. It is a contra entry. Entry for this is deposited in bank rupees 50,000. That means bank account debit to cash. So how will we post on April 7? By bank contra. It will come in cash column. How much? 5,000. And here it will be April 7 to cash account contra, and it will come in bank column 5,000 rupees. Is it clear about posting of the contra entry? Then April 9, sold goods to Madan 7,000. It is a credit sale, so it won't be recorded here in the cash book. Now received a check from Madan on account 5,000. On April 11, we received a check from Madan, but the same was deposited in bank on 15th April. So on 11th April, we won't write it in cash book because the general entry for this will be checks in hand, account debit to Madan. And now on April 15, when the check is deposited, we will write the entry to checks in hand, and the amount will come in the bank column. It will be 5,000 rupees. Okay. Received a check for commission 2,000 deposited in bank immediately, because it has been received and deposited in bank immediately. So we will write to commission deposited in bank immediately. So commission is 2,000 rupees. We will write here 2,000. Okay. Next, withdraw from bank for office use 3,000. Again a contra entry. Entry will be cash account debit to bank. So we will write the entry on April 30th. By cash contra, amount will come in the bank column, and on April 30th here to bank contra, and the amount will come in the cash column, 3,000. Now we will balance this. The total of cash is 50 plus 3, 53,000. Putting the same total here, 53,000, and here it is 10 plus 5, 15. 53 minus 15, 38,000. This is by balance carried down on 30th April. Similarly, we will balance the bank column as well. The total is 30, 35, 40, 42,000. 42,000 minus 3,000. So this is 39,000. By balance carried down is 38,000 and 39,000. So on May 1, to balance brought down 38,000 and 39,000. This is your double column cash book. Now I'll give you a question for trying yourself. Question number 1. Prepare double column cash book. June 1, balance of cash in hand rupees 1 lakh, and at bank rupees 50,000. June 3, bought goods for rupees 30,000, half the payment made in cash and balance by check. April 5th, sold goods to Ramit rupees 15,000, paid rupees 5,000 by check. Next, 8th June, deposited in bank, sorry, here it is, received rupees 5,000 by check. Deposited in bank rupees 7,000. 10th, sold goods to Amit rupees 10,000. 15th, received check from Amit of rupees 9500 in full settlement June 18, deposited Amit's check into bank April 24th, withdrew cash from bank for personal use rupees 3000 and for office use rupees 4000. Okay. April 30th, paid salaries by check rupees 10,000 and rent in cash rupees 5,000. Now you have to prepare the double column cash book from the following. Write question number 2. April 1, balance of cash in hand rupees 50,000 and bank overdraft rupees 30,000. April 4, purchased goods from Chap10 costing 10,000 at a trade discount of 10%. April 5, sold goods to Ram for rupees 7,000. April 10, paid to Shyam rupees 8,900 in full settlement of his account by check. April 13, received a check of 3,000 from Ram on account April 17, deposited in bank Ram's check. April 20, Ram settled our account at a discount of 10%. April 25th, withdrew rupees 5,000 from bank for office use. April 30, deposited rupees 3000 in bank. So these are your assignment questions which you have to complete, and we'll continue with this double column cash book in our next lecture as well. Thank you.